If you've lived in Tasmania over the past 50 years, chances are you've heard the name Peter Sharp.
The Tasmanian under-15 football team will leave for Sydney tomorrow.
He quickly became a star of what was then just a two-station town.
I think we might find out what the Tasmanians have back in the 1981 Melbourne Cup.
Tom PAYNE worked with Sharp for decades.
Well, Tom, good news. We've won some money and you and I are in for a good night tonight.
Oh, that sounds great.
He was easy to work with. He read sport on the news desk, of course, but his main task was world of sport.
I'll apologise now for what might happen in the next hour.
There were times that would cut back to him and he would just take the smoke out and put it down and as if nothing else had happened. One time in particular though, he threw the cigarette into the bin, there was paper in it and it caught fire, and behind Sharpie there was just this little waft of smoke coming up.
Others recall Sharp's fear of heights and an infamous climb down a ladder at Bellreeve Oval.
He's all right going up, but we couldn't get him down. So he was freaking out.
If I look down, I'm gone.
He also had a strong relationship with one of the greatest football players of all time.
At a closed meeting, they were asked to vote as to whether they wanted Hudson to return as a player or not.
To me, he was an absolute icon because he was so knowledgeable and he's presented so well.
Peter Sharp leaves behind so many memories, but perhaps his biggest legacy of all was what he did for other people without even realising it. As an icon of the local industry, he mentored some of the biggest names in Tasmanian media.
He taught me how to relax and have fun on TV. I always thought it was very straight down the barrel type, but Pete taught me to have a bit of fun.
Despite being the consummate professional, Sharpie never took himself too seriously.
The honey, well, it's not too bad. Oh, Ziggy, this is not on. That's the be-all, end-all of this story.
At one stage he came to work with us on WIN Today, and that's where the real humour of Sharpie started to come through.
Sharp's illustrious career was officially recognised in 2010 when he was inducted into the Tasmanian Football Hall of Fame.
Covering grand finals, it was always a buzz because of the crowds that they got at North Hobart.
Peter Sharp passed away on Monday, surrounded by family, aged 78. Brent Costello, WIN News.